What's up, YouTube? You're checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is a quick review of the Foureon QX80 from GearBest, and this is it right here. And this thing is pretty much the same thing as the QX90. You're getting the same SP Racing F3 board here. I think it's the SP Racing F3 Evo, and it has a lot of options because you can hook it up to Clean Flight and Beta Flight. You can flash Beta Flight on here. It comes with Clean Flight installed, and just a lot of options because this flight controller is a hobby grade flight controller where you can adjust the PIDs and you can add a beeper on it and all. You can go PPM, and it has all of the UARTs on there and everything. It has three of them, I think. Yes, no, there's actually 4 of them because there's 2 here on this side and 1 on that side, and then 1 up front with 3.3 volts supporting DSM satellite receivers. So a lot of different options to hook up a receiver to it as well. You can add a LED to the flexi port on the side or whatnot. Well, there's not a port, but you know, there's pads there where you can do direct soldering to get an LED on there, and you can have the LEDs that change colors and all of that stuff. So this thing is pretty awesome. And the camera, the all-in-one backpack FPV VTX, is pretty awesome. Very long distance with this clover leaf antenna on it, and it does have 4 leaves on it, polarized. I think it's I'm not sure this when it's leaning towards this direction. I think it's right polarized. I could be wrong. If I am, correct me in the comments, please. But it comes with these 8.5 millimeter motors, and it does support 2S, but you have to solder a pad. There's a pad on the rear of the board. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it now. Well, I'm pretty sure you can see that right there. It says 2S there, and so it comes soldered with the 2 pads towards the front bridged, and that's the 1S option. And then you can select 2S by desoldering these pads here and bridge the 2 rear pads together, and then you'll have 2S support, and you can add a 2S battery to it, but you have to change the motors in here, I believe, because I think these motors here only support 1S, but I'm not sure. I haven't actually tried it without changing the motors out. I did it on my QX90, but I swapped the motors out because I had an experience with the toy quads, whereas if I took one of the motors from a 1S system and hooked it up to a 2S system on the toy quads, usually that motor would burn out after the very first flight. So I didn't want to risk it, so I actually swapped out all the motors for 2S compatible motors on my QX90 that I did, and you can do the same thing with this one. So the only difference with this is the shape. It has this square frame around it. It seems more durable. This frame seems a little more tough, but it's closer together because it's only 80 millimeters, I think, from corner to corner, and so that makes this thing not support the Parrot rolling spider props. A lot of people like to fly with those because they provide a lot of lift, a lot more than the stock ones. But these come with these JJRC JJ1000 style props, and they give a little more lift than the Hudson style props that come on a QX90. So this thing flies really nice. I like the way it flies, but you have to keep in mind that this is tunable in Clean Flight or Beta Flight. So I think that's irrelevant, like how it flies, because you can tune this thing to fly the way you want it to fly. And so pretty awesome. But I think this frame is nice, but I wish the frame was a little more wider. I think I would like to try the Parrot rolling spider props on this, but I just can't because the size is just too short. The frame is just too short. So I would have liked for the frame to be a little larger, but other than that, Same deal as the QX90. Flies almost the same. Of course, if you use parrot rolling spider props on the other one, it's going to fly a little better probably. But this thing flies really nice. And the props, as you can see, they do come down over the shaft, but these motors, for some reason, they're really tight, or maybe the props are really tight because I can't actually press them down to cover the whole thing, but it does cover the whole thing. I think maybe because this has the these are the spare props. The spare props in the packages are usually a little more tight fitting than the original props that come installed already. And it did come with an extra set of these props, and I installed them on my QX90, and they actually go all the way over the top of the to reach down to the top of the motor can. So that's why I know that it fits all the way over it and protects it from when you crash upside down. The bottom of the motors usually come out, but this frame is protecting it anyhow. I like that over the QX90. It has a little protection under there. As you can see, the motor mounts stop right at the bottom of the motors, so you won't have that problem with it if you crash upside down. But that antenna there seems to be a little exposed to upside down crashes, but it seems pretty durable though. So pretty awesome though. And it comes with, it just comes in this, it came to me in this box here. It comes with instructions. It didn't come with a receiver. I had to add that DSM satellite receiver, and in the instructions they give you instructions for the Tyrannus. I guess they assume that you're going to add a FreeSky receiver to this thing, so it does have instructions, and they're pretty detailed. Explains to you how to hook everything up and how to hook it up to your Tyrannus and all. I guess they just forgot about us DSM users. Well, I have a Tyrannus over there too, so I can't really say that. And it did come with, oh, the camera does have a lens cap there. And I really like the way this camera works as well. Oh, and sometimes you have to slide this camera over there so the prop doesn't hit the antenna, because the antenna is towards the right side of the quad for some reason. I guess that's just the way they made the antenna. It probably wasn't specifically designed for this thing. And so it comes with 2 batteries. You get 2 batteries with it, 600 milliamp hour 1S batteries. So that's pretty awesome. Same batteries as the QX90, and you get this same dual charger. You can plug both of them up and plug it into a balancing port to charge them both at the same time. The QX80 from Foureon. Thanks for watching.